Good afternoon and welcome to the Lunchtime Series with me, Kim Riss, leading the charge with insights, information, and ultimately effective results. Joining me in today's marketing and leadership segment, marketing communications expert and co-host Craig Page-Lee. How are you doing, Craig?
Kevin, yeah, I'm good, thank you. Just busy as can be, trying to stack the pipeline to year end and make sure there's something good, to jump into 2025 with. So, finishing projects and working hard to try and find some new projects. And yourself, you been having a productive, busy week?
It's been very productive. Just unfortunately a little bit sick. But we'll get over that. I always do. And I'm one of the bad sick people. So when I do it really, really well. But I get really, really annoyed by being sick because I feel like, I can't do much. And my energy is just too low. But I'll get over myself quickly. But other than that, yes, all good, Craig. I'm looking forward to the end of the year because this year has been insane. We're already heading into the last part of this year. But Craig, so as a start for today, don't you want to give us a reminder of last week's conversation?
Absolutely, Kevin. Yeah, last week we reviewed the article I came across on explodingtopics.com, which was titled 6 Important Brand Design Trends 2024 and 25. The article covers the top 6 brand design aesthetics that are trending today and into 2025. And for the key reminder points, I really just want to revisit the important question that you raised last week. And that's really, what is the difference between brand identity and brand image? So as noted last week, there's still a lot of confusion as to the meaning between the two, because many people think they actually are the same thing, but they are fundamentally different. So let's take a quick look at those two definitions again, Kevin. So starting with the first reference, which was from the brandingjournal.com, we note that brand image is how an audience perceives and interprets signals coming from a brand through different touch points. In other words, brand image comes from the audience. The brand identity, on the other hand, is what makes a brand unique. And it's determined about the people behind a brand, how the people behind a brand actually want the public to perceive that brand. Therefore, brand identity comes from the brand itself. I also looked at the second reference we covered last week, which was from huddlecreative.com. And here we note that brand image refers to the perception customers have of your brand. And your image represents how your brand is actually perceived, how it's remembered, and how it's evaluated in the marketplace. It's shaped by various factors, which include the likes of customer experiences, marketing campaigns, and media coverage, all external mechanisms. Brand identity, however, comprises all the visible elements of your brand that make your brand unique. It's the DNA of your brand, and it includes elements like your company's logo, the typography, the color palette, your tone of voice, most importantly, your mission statements and values. And in this instance, your brand identity is actually how you present yourself to the market, making it essential to align with your target customers' values, desires, and preferences.
And Craig, that's what I love about the show, because as we go through this, I'm learning. And it's just today did some more work on the new brand that I'm moving towards and the change in brand. So I'm excited, but it will all be revealed in time.
Oh, great.
Yes. Craig, so what's up for today's conversation?
Yeah, Kevin, so today I want to look at the 18th edition of Sagefrog's 2025 B2B Marketing Mix Report. The report was published and produced by Ed Carr. This is part of our 2025 trends discussions, which we've been focusing on this month. The subtitle of the report is Data-Driven Insights for Your Marketing Plan. And the survey represents a collective of opinions and experiences of professionals across a large, broad mix of B2B industries, which include the likes of technology, healthcare, industrial, and business services. And the info gathered, Kevin, provides deep insights into the top marketing trends and tactics to watch heading into 2025 for business-to-business marketing capability. So referencing the opening statements of the report, we note the following. Every year, the Sagefrog B2B Marketing Mix Report delivers fresh, data-driven insights to help marketers stay ahead of the curve. This year is no different. 2025 is shaping up to be a game changer, with businesses facing both opportunities and challenges from advancements in technology and changing market dynamics. This year's report sheds light on strategies that are effective today and set the stage for long-term success.
I'm glad that we are touching on this, Craig, because one of the things that I've noticed, and this is, why I've changed up part of, what I do from a position of marketing and being a brand and doing, having that thinking cap on the whole time, is there has to, B2B strategies are, because I specifically work with businesses more often than I do with individuals.
Yes.
And, doing the usual kind of social media ads, and so, there is benefits to it, but there's definitely changes that I've noticed, that, how, it used to be, you could collate and gather information from putting an ad out there. But stuff is slightly shifting. And, through this year, I've spent enough money on social media ads to know that something's different. So I'm glad that we're actually touching on this point today, because something has changed.
Good, Kevin. So that's a perfect segue to just providing a little bit of context to the report, which actually provides a detailed breakdown of the mix of industry types that are represented, but as well as the company sizes, and this is referenced by the number of employees, and then it also looks at the respective roles of the respondents in those organizations. And the report opens by referencing an important point titled "In-house plus outsourced marketing equals modern success." And there's a lot to discuss around this, but we'll give it a quick overview. The point notes that combining in-house efforts with outsourced marketing was definitely the preferred option for business-to-business marketers in 2024, and that this trend is definitely closely aligned to results of the previous year. So inevitable, we're probably going to see that moving into 2025 as well. But some interesting stats here, Kevin. 48% of the respondents actually adopt a hybrid approach, leveraging both that internal, external, or outsourced marketing partner inputs. 36% of respondents have actually moved to in-house teams. This definitely, when we get into our next month of marketing communications conversation, I think it's worthy of a dedicated discussion. Is, we're seeing in the agency world, a lot of clients are building much deeper capability in the in-house teams. And then only 16% of respondents adopt a purely outsourced approach to marketing, which, in a way is declining on a monthly basis. What is interesting to note, though, Kevin, is that 94% of those that have adopted outsourced model found it effective. So with only 16% of respondents doing it, it's quite weird, whereas 94% of them are finding it effective, you'd think that the pure outsource model would be something that would be gaining in popularity and effectiveness. That said, we note that in 2023, a lack of time and resource drove this outsourcing growth. But in 2024, the leading factor was not time and resource. It was actually a need for more comprehensive strategy and execution, which is telling me that many organizations either don't have the right skills in place, or they don't have the right training and leadership development in place to be able to implement, or at least develop these strategies and then implement and execute effectively.
But Craig, it's also that the migration, or kind of the human, the humanness of where we want to find space to work in, and I know of a few brands that are using VAs and marketers and parts of their team as international providers. So they literally do strategies for clients, or they work in a marketing sector abroad. But what's also useful about understanding the in-house and outsource kind of modern success approach is, in your brand, sometimes you get stuck seeing too much of your own self. And your ego gets in the way of what it is you need to be doing. So, having an outside external look into a brand can also have those benefits. So I think it's a useful kind of
And Kevin, coming from the agency world, the approach for me is always that's the value we bring to organizations and to brands is that you're bringing your strategic mindset and capability, you're bringing the creative mindset and capability, you're bringing deep implementation and execution capability. So that's why I am astounded that it is as low as 16% that are adopting the outsourced approach, because an agency model, there are many great successful agencies, effective agencies around the world, and ROI is their bread and butter. So I would expect that there would have been a much higher percentage of organizations that are still using traditional pure outsourced agency models, but not so.
Craig, so what else does the report tell us?
Yeah, Kevin, there's another good point. The second point here is it looks at the top marketing objectives. And from this point, we learned some interesting aspects. And I was surprised to see brand really taking the sort of the stage the way it has on this particular proposition. So firstly, we note that brand awareness, or brand image, as per our conversation last week, remains the key objective for B2B marketing in 2024, as it did in 2023. And it's about proving that businesses recognize the critical importance of building and maintaining their brand. And as long as you're focusing on building and maintaining a brand, you're halfway on your way to success, Kevin. Lead generation and client retention still remain very strong priorities for brands, as one would expect. For the next focus area, we actually note that a robust brand distinguishes a company in an increasingly competitive landscape, fostering trust, loyalty, and premium pricing. Hence, this real concentrated effort working around brand. Strong brands also enhance marketing efficiencies, helps attract top talent, projects that I'm working on at the moment in the employee brand space, and it supports expansion and diversification efforts, Kevin. But staying with the brand theme, we note that brands with emotional resonance definitely connect better and more deeply with consumers, providing distinct competitive advantage. And finally, that the ongoing focus on brand awareness underscores its vital role in achieving sustained growth and stability. And when those foundational aspects are not in place, the brand is not going to exist in a very short period of time.
And I think, Craig, lead generation and client retention, I think that's to me, that's like a no-brainer. When brand awareness isn't aware of how that translates, that could potentially be losing clients. But I'm apart from the brand related focus, what else can you tell us, Craig?
Yeah, Kevin, so there are 8 key takeaway points that are covered in the report. So I'm going to have a look at each of these. So we'll list the actual points being discussed, and then there's a lovely little actionable tip for each of the points as well, Kevin. So the first, which I think we all would expect, has got something to do with AI. So the first point here is AI and automation are redefining B2B marketing. And the AI and automation are no longer these buzzwords, Kevin. We've noted it from the various conversations we had the month before. They are definitely the transformative forces that are reshaping how marketers approach their craft, and in this instance, all the more reason, they definitely reshaping B2B marketing. Businesses can automate repetitive tasks when integrating AI. And this really is important for marketing teams because it actually frees them up to focus on those high-level strategies and more of the creative output. So whether it's AI-generated content, whether it's data analysis or even coding, technologies are put in place to enhance productivity while reducing human error. The actionable tip for point 1 is that consider leveraging AI tools for content creation or integrating AI-powered chatbots to enhance customer service.
I want to just add to the AI thing quickly, Craig, is don't be scared to lean into it. I think a lot of people are still careful and not sure. And I think, when people, edge towards it, you're going to educate yourself and possibly learn something about your brand and your brand awareness in ways that you don't anticipate. So I think just lean into it because it's there. It's a good way, because it's a good thing to learn more about.
Nice. Yeah. Kevin, point 2 is in-person events still matter in a digital world. And I'm definitely seeing more and more of this, attending conferences and quite big forums of late, particularly in the B2B space. This is absolute relevance. So in-person events remain a key enabler for lead generation in the B2B world. As there's honestly, there's no substitute for that personal connection and networking opportunities. And those face-to-face interactions really do count when you're able to see the intent in someone's face, when you lock eyes and you have that first greeting. There's something reassuring about that. And, when you move forward into the digital interactions and all the rest of it, at least you've had your face-to-face. So the likes of trade shows, conferences, industry expos, all allow businesses to firstly demonstrate their expertise, allows them to go deeper and then start building trust and developing meaningful relationships with those potential clients on the show stand, talking about potential problems, how to meet those clients' needs, things that just flow more freely and fluidly than when you're on a Teams call, Kevin. And in this digit-centric world that we're living in, the impact of in-person events is definitely amplified when you actually start combining those personal interactions with the following up digital in engagements. Key for me in this point, though, is you really need to, in the personal interaction, start building that deep data gathering so that when you migrate into the digital space, you've got some foundational data sets to work with to really close off on the opportunities. Businesses can use these events as the entry points. They can nurture leads from the events. They can then send out personalized emails, utilize social media, or even set up those virtual meetings that I talk about after that initial contact. The actionable tip for point 2 is that if you're hosting in-person events, make sure you're prepared to make an impact and capitalize on the value with the right strategies before the event, during the event, and after the event. So don't treat an event as just a place to show up. It's about understanding what the intent is when you're showing up, what you're going to be doing during the event to capitalize on the human engagements and connections, how you're going to take that and create a data set and then utilize that afterwards to really go deeper into the relationship opportunity.
Craig, as part of the wings, right? Social intelligence. If you look at it, 4 years ago when I saw how we went into COVID and suddenly we changed, like mass change in the way that we did, you kind of go, okay, so if that starts happening and suddenly AI is arriving at such a rapid rate, and I was on a leadership conversation this week where one of the leaders in the room was saying what they're noticing about leadership at the forefront of business right now is soft skills are becoming the most necessary skills, because AI is going to replace hard skills to a degree. And you kind of go, well, right there, you can, in-person events, you still know that being able to connect with humans is something that is going to be very difficult to take out of the equation, especially when we're doing business.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin, the third point is hybrid marketing. Don't choose between offline and online. And for this point, the report notes that the days are gone when businesses could rely solely on one marketing channel. And I think we all know that quite obviously. But the report also emphasizes the importance of the concept of hybrid marketing, which is combining both the offline and online strategies to maximize reach and effectiveness. And reach really is critical in this instance. So the likes of direct mail, print ads, in-person networking, or offline strategies really complement SEO, paid social, and email marketing, which are all digital strategies. So get the balance of the online, offline in place. The actionable tip here for point 3 is to maximize results, integrate your online and offline efforts, follow up direct mail campaigns with personalized email marketing, or use the likes of QR codes in print, and that will drive prospects to web landing pages or dedicated campaign pages or other digital resources at your disposal. Point 4 is increased focus on customer retention tactics. And whilst we talk about lead generation, and we know that's obviously the most visible success metric, the 2025 report reveals that there's a growing shift in focus towards dedicated client retention. And this is about maintaining and nurturing existing customer relationships, this has become, in fact, more difficult. And I see us sitting in a business development role at the moment, trying to leverage those relationships. It really is a tough space and is becoming more critical with rising customer acquisition costs. So find those loyal customers. They're more likely to have repeat purchases, and they definitely become your brand advocates, prompting your services to others. But key is to really work and nurture those existing contacts and see how you can turn that into ongoing business, Kevin. The actionable tip here is keep communication lines open and focus on long-term relationship building over the quick wins.
Craig, I think it's a significant point, because, and I'm going to make such an arm example here now, but I think of Ally McBeal, right? It was a show showcasing how people in their work environment went to a bar afterwards, right? And you kind of go, in that bar setting, there was a lot of communication and connection happening, right? But if you take that simple scenario and kind of go, well, that's what clients retention, where client retention really lies, is in the building of relationship, right? Yeah. So I still keep contact with, clients, even on WhatsApp, just to check in and say, how's things, how's business? It's unbelievably important. It's an actual strategy for doing good business.
Very, very much so, and you using good digital resources to keep that as the entry point to the conversation. You've got great content that you've been producing, good long form content, good TikTok short snippets and things like that. So you understanding the power of the digital resource capability, and you using that to keep in contact, Kevin.
Yeah, and just on that point, Greg, it's not a case of going, oh yeah, I have all the solutions, right? Because I don't. But what I do know is, doing the show and looking at what the trends are, looking at what's happening in the world. I'm always keen and curious at learning. So it's my go-to to kind of go, okay, cool. So what's next? What's next? And I mean, almost to the point where you could recognize what in real time, how we've kept up with the trends of in the last 2 years of what's happening in the world. I've adapted accordingly, and I'm leaning into all of the things that we talk about and the stuff that we bring to the table, and it works, and that's why they're trends.
Exactly that. Cheers, Kevin. Point 5 is try video marketing, and this is a platform and channel that I'm working with on a particular client at the moment, and they've definitely lent into this. They're actually a B2B organization, and they're really seeing the power of this. So for businesses that have not yet used video, guys, 2025 has to be the year where you actually start making it happen. Yeah, video marketing continues to be one of the most powerful tools for engaging audiences, especially in this B2B sector, because it's a place to showcase the technical capability of products and services and solutions as well. From product demos and explainer videos to customer testimonials and webinars, video content provides the dynamic way to convey the ideas very quickly and effectively, Kevin. A very simple takeaway point here is focus on creating short, impactful, easy to digest videos for your target audience. Whilst they may be technical in some instances, manage the technical speak that it doesn't become alienating, but really just get those little nuggets and nuances of key information across.
Yeah, and Craig, we've got a winning recipe. We've been doing it for long enough, right?
Absolutely, yes.
But we got it covered.
Yeah, another key point here is point 6, which is account-based marketing. This is your secret weapon for targeting your high-value customers, and there's an entire strategy behind this. So, yeah, ABM, account-based marketing, continues to gain traction as one of the most effective ways to target high-value clients with personalized marketing. And this is about developing tailored strategies that actually directly address the most valuable prospects' pain points and needs. And when you don't understand the depths of your organized, at least your customers' pain points and needs, you're not going to be able to implement an effective ABM strategy at all, Kevin. Data shows that companies that are utilizing ABM are seeing much higher engagement rates and a much stronger ROI as they're focusing on accounts that matter most, delivering highly personalized experiences that are driving good conversion. The actionable tip for point 6 is develop targeted content for key decision makers, whether it's personalized email campaigns, custom landing pages, or exclusive webinars. Work closely with your sales team to align your ABM strategies for maximum impact.
Yeah, Craig, and I think that's becoming even more relevant now than it ever has been before, because then you really are tailor making information for what people potentially are looking for. So I think that's a really good trend to kind of lean into.
And that's where the beauty of short form video comes in, because when you understand and when you clearly understand what those pain points are and the needs are for your customers, you're able to go and video conversation starters leaning into the solution, into those spaces, and use those in your social media posts as well. Again, referencing the activity that you do around that particular point.
Yeah, just a quick. Sorry, Craig. Just a quick side tip for anyone that's doing this. If you are, and I've started doing this now, so it's going to be part of new video content I put out there. If you are online, or if you are facilitating or teaching or training or sharing information in any capacity, record what you're doing, right? Because those snippets are, snippets of great insight. And as you snippet that information, it's not like you're standing in front of a camera needing to have to create something, but it's catching a real life moment that's shareable. So it's a really good tactic, yeah.
I mean, look, just going back to the video piece as well, the important thing there is that you do really need to be professional in this particular approach. So top and tail it as well, opening frames, little title to the video, closing frames, brand reveal and contact details and things like that. So it does take a bit more effort than just point and shoot and share. It's really about putting some professionalism into the video as well, so it becomes a true marketable component for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Point 7 is CRMs are critical. Keep your customer data working for you. CRM systems are more crucial than ever in 2025, Kevin. And again, they are built around the ability to forge those strong personal relationships. So, going back to point 2 or 3 in terms of the personal contact, I think it's really a great place for starting the opportunity of building deep CRM databases. With the increasing complexity of the customer journeys these days, CRMs allow businesses to manage those interactions, to track the behaviors, and then ensure that the personalized outreach across every single one of the touch points, particularly in the digital sphere. So whether you're tracking sales opportunities, automating your follow-ups, or analyzing data to refine your strategies, a well-integrated CRM system definitely boosts productivity and will help you overcome the customer experiences, especially when integrated with AI. The actionable point here for, at least the actionable tip for point 7, Kevin, is that you must regularly audit your CRM system to ensure that it's up to date and that it actually meets your business's ever-evolving needs. Integrate with marketing automation tools to improve lead gen nurturing and track customer interactions more effectively. And then, Kevin, finally, point 8 is adapt or get left behind. Great points to end on. The need for adaptability is one consistent theme to be applying throughout 2025. Marketing dynamics are constantly shifting, as we know. Businesses that are agile are ready to adopt new tools and tactics and technologies. These are the ones that will thrive and succeed. So whether it's AI, CRM tools, the ABM strategies we talk about, B2B marketers must embrace innovation to stay competitive and to meet the ever-evolving needs of their clients. The actionable tip for point 8, Kevin, is stay updated with emerging trends and industry research and connect with thought leaders. And, LinkedIn, if you don't get the opportunity to connect with thought leaders at conferences and things like that, LinkedIn's the ideal platform for that, particularly in the B2B space.
Great. And I love this last point, because it's one of the things that we speak about, in the leadership programs that we do with some of the clients that we speak to. And we know that, we all know about agility, we know about adaptability. But the fact is, if you simply aren't adapting to what's happening and you changing, it's essentially you're going to be left behind. The people who are doing it are actually leading the pack, and the people who aren't are going to be left behind. And that also speaks to the branding of what I'm doing now, and rebranding and looking at what I'm doing is one of the key components to that is facilitating transformation.
Yes.
And the ability to facilitate transformation. And what does that mean, and how do you do that? And one of the first key aspects to that is transformation of self. So, as much as you say, our industry or our brand needs to adapt, let's start with you need to adapt. Start there, because that's where essentially it's going to be, adapting in leadership, adapting your approach, adapting to all these trends, and kind of really leaning into it. I got a well-known quote here. I don't know who this is, but it speaks about adaptability, and it says, adaptability is about the powerful difference between adapting to cope and adapting to win. And that's from Max McEwen. So
that's yes, I like that. Adapting to cope or adapting to win.
Yeah, and like, which one are you leaning into and which one are you doing? But I think just a quick summary of some of those points: AI automation, in-person events, hybrid marketing, client retention, video marketing, account-based marketing, the ABM, and the CRM systems, and leaning into those more readily. And the last one, adaptability. I love those trends, and I think 2025 is going to be interesting to see how people are, because I do believe people are starting to pay attention to it. But I think it's, at this point, it's going to, it's leaning towards who's going to be the best at it.
Yeah, Kevin, and whilst a lot of effort is going into the strategies and starting to get alignments and that in place, I think we're still, as a world, we're still quite up in the air as to where we really are going, what is going to happen with the war in Israel and Lebanon, what is happening with the war between Russia and Ukraine, what is going to come out of the American elections, all critical things that are directly impacting on some of the hiatus to step forward and really let go. But on the other hand, if you look at the southern tip of Africa where we are, we're fairly safe from those things. We should definitely be leaning into it and getting ready to go as soon as the gun shoots for the start of 2025.
Absolutely. Guys, please remember to like and share, and tune into the Lunchtime Series every Wednesday and Thursday right here from myself and Craig. Craig, thank you for the insights, and looking forward to 2025. Thank you for today, and I will catch you next week.
Thank you, Kevin. Have a good week ahead.
You too. Bye.